आई थिंक बहुत से लोग हैं उनको ऐसा फील होता है. किन लोगों के लिए फील होता है? पीपल इन योर होम, इन योर ऑफिस. Sometimes these people are very close to us, or even if they're not close to us, we have kept them close to our heart by thinking about them again and again and again. Okay, now do you realize what you're doing to yourself? Okay, just imagine there is a vibrational bubble around you. Okay, एक imagine करो आपके चारों तरफ एक bubble है जिसमें आप अपने सभी thoughts and feelings and goals and desires सब डालते हो. और ऐसा ही है, you are that bubble, inside, outside, you are that bubble. And so right now I want you to take that bubble out and you keep it in front of you. Okay, this is like your bubble and you're putting all your thoughts, your vibrations, your goals, your desires into it. Okay. Now you are in a very good space. You have done the Art of Living program, you're practicing Sudarshan Kriya, meditation, now you've done this gratitude journey and you're feeling very bright, positive, everything. Okay. But what do you go and pick in from the bubble? This thing which happened 10 years ago, 15 years ago, that is most prominent in your mind. और उसको आप इतनी बार कलर कर देते हो that the universe is only able to see that red color or that blue color because you are thinking most about that one negative thing which happened to you. And the universe picks that up. Because that has become very heavy. The universe understands only heavy and light. What is heavy for you and what is light for you? Yes? So if something you keep on making more heavy and more prominent, the universe will respond to that. So what are you doing now? You're inviting more of that in your life by giving it more energy and focus. What's the purpose of your life? Ask yourself, is this man who's giving you so much unhappiness and grief the purpose of your life? So then ask, what is the purpose of my life? What do I want to do? Right? And you will get your answer. Is this man worth it? List down all the people you can't forget, and if they are being the real obstructions in the path of your growth. Yeah, they can create obstacles in any area, be it a relationship, be it in the field of relationship, career, money, abundance, whatever. So just forgive and forget. Bless them. Yeah, I'm going to give you this task. So let me inform you all, we have a lovely guest coming tonight, Sangeeta Jani from Mumbai.
When you spoke about a cup of gratitude, I was thinking a cup would be too small for the kind of gratitude I feel. What I'm most grateful for, really, truly, is, of course, I am grateful for things that happen, for events, but I'm even more grateful for the feeling of gratitude that I've been blessed with. At every moment in life, come what may, every moment, you can complain. There are ample reasons to complain. And there are ample reasons to be grateful for also. The cup is either half full or half empty. So, earlier you're just going with the flow of life where you're constantly wanting things, desires. In your younger days, when you're so much younger, it's not that you don't experience gratitude, but the mind is always wanting. It's always planning to move further. It's only after I came here, I met the master and I closed my eyes and I meditated and I slowed down. When I just slowed down and I looked inside, that I realized in every moment, there is so much that's coming my way that just the very breath that I breathe, I'm so grateful for. And that's an experience I had again this time with this whole everything that's been going on. I could feel the gratitude for showing me, for me being able to see the temporary nature of life. Now, what happens when you see that? Usually we put things on the back burner. We say, okay, I'll do this later, okay, I'll do that later. And then you realize there is no later. You begin to value every moment of life, every moment, because there's no guarantee of the next moment. So even in a state like this, no doubt it was so painful, but still in a state like this, gratitude came, gratitude for being alive. I've had experiences. You've been back from the brink of death. I've been saved from accidents and stuff like that. But being saved and your life being extended, and then you're sitting and continuing to just eat, drink, and make merry is one thing. But to be given a few extra moments of life where you're using that life with a vision, with a purpose, where the purpose is clear. That is what makes me feel so grateful. Every moment you have an opportunity to use it to accomplish something that will last longer than you will, than your body will. And that makes me feel gratitude in every moment of my existence. But it's not so much the experiences and the events as much as the essence of life that comes through when at the end of an experience like that. When you recognize that so much can happen through you, and that every moment of your life is so much more important for a bigger purpose than just, that little you, that small stuff around you. And when that ability to reach out has been gifted to you. This is a world of duality. And in a world of duality, there will always be enough reasons to complain.
Right.
And in that, if you can, experience gratitude, then that's a gift. And I feel this gift gets enhanced more and more with practices that take you closer to yourself. So meditation has definitely played a key role, where the mind has become calm, where the mind is not running after things. When the mind settles down, then you can see things for what they are. Complaints come because you're expecting something, you want something in life really bad. You're expecting it to be a certain way. And if it doesn't turn out the way you want it to be, then obviously you're going to complain about it, right? But when the mind settles down and you're just enjoying the experience of being rather than attaining, then that gratitude comes very easily. So this is just a prediction. This is just someone's reading, right? It's not something that's already happened to you. So what are you feeling anxiety for? How many predictions have come which have been wrong, which have been false? Astrologers they can only read up to a certain level. Astrology works up to the level of the mind. Meditation, all these spiritual practices, they take you beyond the mind. When you are on the path, then you are not bound by the effect of planets. The meditation, it all takes you deeper, it takes you beyond the level of the mind. And when you reside over there, then a lot of things get washed away. Kriya meditation washes away so much karma. They say even just a passing glance of an enlightened master can wipe out lifetimes of karma. Right now, you are my star. Really. So, they would ask me, once someone asked me, here you're a celebrity teacher. I said, yes, I am. Whoever does a course with me starts celebrating life. You become a celebrity when you do the course. You don't need to be a celebrity before that. Yeah? Otherwise, what's my job? I'd be out of a job if you already celebrated life before. You tell me. You tell me. Now, does that make you recognize that there is something beyond just what you're seeing, beyond what is around you? There is something that is working even in the subtle, not just, what you see, touch, feel, hear, not beyond the obvious. Do you recognize that? There has to be something. You can only wonder. When you see these things, you just wonder. And that faith in you increases so much more. Doesn't that happen to you? Gurudev was once saying, he was saying that, not once, he said it many times, but once very seriously he was saying it to me, that, I feel so much compassion for people who feel that this is it, whatever they see, this life, whatever they're experiencing through the five senses. So I feel so much compassion when people think this is it, this is life. He says this is not even 2%. So 98% of whatever is happening in the subtle. It's there. We attract thoughts, we attract events. You have the power to attract things. Recognize that power. The more, the deeper you go towards yourself, the more you meditate, the further you move on this path, you will recognize that you invite things to happen in your life. Our thoughts are like a magnet. You will notice that when you start thinking a particular way, say thinking about something, like you said right now, those is not just in one day. Those kind of things get attracted to us. They exist. Every word that has ever been said, every thought that has ever thoughts and words don't diminish, they remain in ether. And when your mind, when you consciously start thinking a particular way, like say you're watching a movie, you love watching horror movies, and you keep watching horror movies every day, then soon you start meeting people who watch horror movies or who have such similar stories to tell, or things like that, connected to what the kind of thoughts you've been entertaining. If you have more pious thoughts, automatically such people come to you. I remember when I first met Gurudev, so I would write letters to him, and my letters were, I had so many questions coming up, so I would write letters, 10-page letters, still lying on my table, not mailed to him as yet. And my friends earlier who had, who would otherwise ask me questions about normal things, like clothes or jewelry or this or that, started asking me questions that were there in my letter. And without a thought, I would start answering those questions. Now, where did all this come from? Why did they suddenly move from clothes to spiritual questions? And where were these answers coming from? So much happens in the subtle. You attract things. never underestimate the power of your own mind. You're very, very powerful. You should know that. So this was a question someone asked Gurudev when I was there. That Gurudev, it's very easy for you to say accept people and do this and do that and all. Says you have given up everything, but हम गृहस्थ हैं. Said it in Hindi. हम गृहस्थ हैं, हमारा परिवार है, हमारा काम काज है, हम सब हमारे पास, हम ये सब कैसे करेंगे? इसे गुरुदेव said, हाँ, आपके परिवार में कितने लोग हैं? 4, 6, 10? I have 7 billion. I'm taking care of that many people and I'm still able to smile. Get that? This is one life you have. This is the life that has been given to you. What you make out of it is up to you. If you're happy doing what you're doing, continue doing that. If you want a little more, then you will have to manage. You will have to make the time. This is what you have been given. What you make out of it is up to you. This is your life, not anyone else's. No one is forcing you on the spiritual path. You're only being helped. You're only being guided. The final decision is yours. And this is the only life you have. Whatever it is. If you can make time to watch movies, if you can make time to go for holidays, if you can make time for mundane things, you can make time for this if you want. It's a matter of your priorities. You have to prioritize. But no one's forcing you to do it. It's not easy. However, no one's forcing you to do it. At the same time, I will tell you, it's not easy to get a human birth. That's another thing I'm grateful for. It's not easy. Can you imagine right now? Forget other life forms and other planes and all that. Just on this planet. Look at how many people there are and look at how many other beings there are. You could have been a cockroach, ant, horse, giraffe, alligator, name it. You could have been any of those things. But you're a human being. Can an alligator meditate? No. They say that even divine angels, when they want they may be higher life forms, but for liberation, to experience the joy of meditation, they need to be in a human body. To get that liberation, you need to be in a human body. This is what they say. So spiritual growth can happen in a human body only. And if you have got a human body, just think, just count. How many souls? You think there are only 7 billion souls in this entire universe that the divine has created? So many souls and multiple souls, and only the handful of 7 billion lucky people have got a human body, and out of majority of those, 90% do nothing. They come here, eat, drink, play, watch TV, go out with friends, have a drink, do this, do that, and die. That's what they do. There are just a few handful of people who are blessed with mumukshata. Mumukshata is a feeling of wanting to be free, the desire to know your true nature. Just a handful. And out of that handful, minute percentage gets an opportunity for freedom. I always say a candle can have full potential to light as a flame, but till you do not bring another flame close to it, it's of no use. That candle will remain as it is. So you need the company of an enlightened to awaken that, to bring out that light in you, to bring it out in you. So this is how precious a human birth is. After knowing this, you have the freedom to do what you want with your life. But it's my responsibility to tell you this. Beyond that, it's up to you.